Hey, what's up? It's Adam and welcome to the video. I'm going to take you through my over £2,000 desk setup. Before this, I had a machine that I got from Facebook Marketplace for £60. And now I'm working with pretty much my dream desk setup. And in this video, I'm going to take you through all the components from the screens, the sit-stand frame, keyboard, mouse, and all the accessories. So if that sounds good, let's get into it. Let me take you through the key element of this setup, and that is the sit-stand frame. So I went for a Flexispot E6W height adjustable electric 3-stage with anti-collision system. Essentially, this is a super heavy duty, solid bit of kit. And if you have never worked with a sit-stand desk, worked on a sit-stand desk, I promise you, this is an Adam Luke guarantee, it will change your life. The best option to get a really well-reviewed but affordable desk setup was to get the frame separate and then get an IKEA desktop. So I got a linen 1.5 meters by 75 centimeters depth, black blue for £30. Frame was $380, the desktop was £30, so all in all, £410 for the desk. When you use a sit-stand desk and you have that ability to work standing and sitting, the benefits become really obvious. Obviously all the health benefits, better posture, increased heart rate, you burn more calories because you've stood up. All the health benefits are great, but for me the main benefit is the mental benefit. I am not someone who likes to chain themselves to their chair, just stare at Excel every single hour of the day. I'm not built for that. I like to mix it up. I like to sit, I like to stand, I like to slouch, I like to stand upright. You know, I like to mix it up. So the sit-stand frame isn't just good because of sit and stand, it's everything in between. And when I speak to a physiotherapist, when I went for my back, he said that what is as good for you as good posture is actually just mixing up the posture. And this sit-stand desk, you know, it can literally go up, down. I'm not gonna mess around a bit too much at the moment, but you know, you can do whatever you want with it. And if you want to mix it up in the day, this is so good. This may be just specific to me, but for every call I take, be it for a customer or a client or a colleague, I like to stand up. It helps project my voice, it helps me pace up and down, it lets me get a little bit more creative. I just feel a lot more comfortable stood up and I can speak a little bit more confidently on the phone. Also, if two people are stood up opposed to sitting down in a meeting, they won't get so comfy, so typically that meeting will run a little bit quicker. There could be just benefits I've seen, but you know, they work for me, so I'm pretty sure for some people out there, it'll work for you too. Is it playing passing? Let's just let it do its thing. Now let me take you through these screens. So I've got two 27-inch Samsung monitors and they're mounted on an Envision dual monitor arm. The Samsung screens were £190 each and the dual monitor arm was £38. I think it's more around the £55, £60 mark, but still at that price point, it's still really good value. The mounts allow me to have my screens at eye level, it allows me to hide the wires within the arms, and they are so sturdy. They've been up for over 2 years now, and I do not worry about them being able to take the weight of two massive screens. I did debate getting one massive curved monitor, but having the two screens separate gives me that little bit more flexibility to adjust the screens, push them back, turn them vertically if I need to. I really like the aesthetics of the arms. They're like super chunky, massive arms. I think that's also a necessity to kind of hold the big weights of the screens. But I love the aesthetic, I love the two screens. Beyond the sit-stand frame, this is probably my second favorite element of this whole desk setup. Let me go get my laptop, my work machine that powers the whole setup. And this is a Dell Latitude 7490. And my personal laptop, which has currently got a few notes on for this video, is my 13-inch MacBook Pro. And I'm gonna be honest, this is the greatest laptop I've ever used in my entire life. I got this purely for editing videos so I could use iMovies, but every single task that you do on a MacBook Pro is just a pleasure. I'm actually blown away with how good it is. It's kind of difficult to describe why, but just using the keyboard, the trackpad, the touchscreen, bar along the top, everything about this is absolutely near enough perfect. I did upgrade the RAM from 8GB to 16GB because it helps process multiple tasks a bit better. And because I bought this purely to start a YouTube channel and edit videos, I thought I don't want it holding me back. So for me, 16GB works absolutely flawlessly and perfectly. What I typically do is use my Dell with the full setup for my work setup, and then at the end of the day, I'll turn that off and just get the MacBook out. I only realized how good the MacBook was is when I spent over £1,000 on screens and desk. And actually, I'm more than happy to use the Mac on its own. To edit all my videos, I use iMovies, which is just the free software that comes with the Mac. I am debating taking the upgrade to Final Cut Pro, so if you've got any experience making that transition to Final Cut Pro, let me know in the comments and let me know your experience, because I'm a little bit hesitant to pay about £300 for a software that I might not use, and iMovies is pretty good at the moment. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the machine cost me £1,200. I did use my brother's 10% student discount, which I've never told him, so thanks very much, man. I did have the option to get Apple Care, which basically if it breaks or if you need it repaired, you can kind of get that for free. But for things like screen repairs, you have to pay £100 excess, and Apple Care is £300 anyway. And by the time I want to use it after 2 or 3 years, £400 will go a long way in actually just getting a new machine. So I live a little bit dangerously. I do have a couple of covers, one for the front, one for the bottom. I also have a jelly comb cover for the keyboard, as well as a screen cover as well. So I do live dangerously without the Apple Care, but I've done my best to protect it. I've had this over 1 year now, and you know, it's still going strong. Having the ability to stand whilst you work, I promise you, it's a guarantee it will change your life. But for tasks that really require a good deal of focus, you really need a good chair. And like a mattress, you spend a lot of your life here. If you're a student, if you're a productivity junkie, you're a home-based worker, you know, you will spend a lot of time in this chair, so it's probably got to be a good one. Most of the purchases I make are from Amazon, and the chair's no exception. I got a cherry tree furniture, gaming chair, racing, sport style, swivel office chair. I got it for £68, and I think the price is pretty similar now. It might even be a little bit cheaper. I did actually upgrade this with a gaming chair, but it wasn't as comfy, didn't look as cool, so that's now in the other room. And I've used this for over 2 years. I mean, it does the job. It's nothing too special. It goes up and down, has a little bit of a relaxed feature. A lot of these things that aren't the screen or the frame, I will consider upgrading. So when I take you through the keyboard, the mouse, and the chair, I could consider upgrading, and my company's pretty good for allowing me to expense these kind of things. So if you do have any recommendations for anything I mentioned, you know, just drop them in the comments. I'm happy to make a purchase, and I'm hoping to make an update video next year once I've kind of made some changes anyway. Let me talk you through now the keyboard and mouse. So the keyboard is a Jellycomb wireless keyboard and mouse combo, but I actually upgraded the mouse to a Kensington Orbit ball mouse with a trackball. So nothing too special about the keyboard. I like the white, it really matches the setup. And this I got because on a usual mouse, I have a ton of other mouses, it's just the one I use the most now. But on a usual mouse, I found that my arm had this tendency to drift out forward to the point where I was actually fully stretched out and it was tugging on my shoulder, which is just like the worst posture. This trackball, you keep it in place and you just use this red ball to actually make movements. Part of the appeal of this one, yes, it keeps my posture right, but also it's a bit of a novelty to use. It's a little bit of a learning curve with this. Do I think my productivity has increased massively because of my mouse? I don't know, but it's fun, it's a bit of a novelty, and any gadget, any accessory I can buy that will encourage me to do work, sit down here and be productive, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna try it out. And sometimes when you just spend a little bit on a mouse, it makes it a little bit more fun, you're gonna get work done, which is what it's all about. Before this, I had this tiny keyboard because I wanted to get the best reviewed but cheap keyboard on Amazon just to save a bit of money, but when it arrived, it was this tiny little portable keyboard and it was near enough impossible to write on. So buy cheap, you buy twice. But this one I think is pretty perfect. Again, happy to upgrade this. I don't know too much about keyboards, but it does the job. A to Z, 1 to 9. I mean, that's pretty much what I need from a keyboard. But look, any recommendations, drop them below. We've talked about the kind of skeleton of my desk setup, the main bulk of it. But now let me take you through what I think turns my desk setup from a good setup into a great setup. And that's all of the accessories. So firstly, I have 2 lights that are lighting this setup. One is an £8 IKEA light that's desk mounted, and the second is a Kearns 133 centimeter tripod floor lamp. And I got it for $65.99 from Wayfair, but actually I think it's around the £45 mark now. Every YouTuber you'll see will have a lamp like this in, and I thought if this is gonna be my YouTube studio, and I'm gonna be a YouTube sensation, I need the lamp that every YouTuber has. So that's the justification for that lamp. Either way, this is an awesome setup. Both the lights, the kind of like orange yellow light, a lot better than say a big light or a window light. Particularly if it's dark outside, I'm on my beanbag, I'm reading a book, first thing in the morning with a coffee. The ambience this creates is so good. Particularly also if I'm working late at night, you know, you can't beat the lighting. And I think if you're struggling with your desktop, you don't enjoy working there as much, try get a couple of lights and I think it will really impact how you feel working at that setup. I have foam tiles that surround my desk. These are to absorb the sound. My office has hard floor and everything's plastic and metal, so the sound just bounces around the room. These foam tiles help absorb the sound, so if I'm talking to customers, clients, I'm talking to whoever on the phone or recording a podcast or a video, this just makes my voice sound a little bit better and doesn't echo and bounce around the room. Behind me, you will see my shelving setup that you pretty much see in all my videos. Has the neon strips, a couple of neon lights, and mostly the things you'll see on the shelves are Christmas and birthday presents. You see Dragon Ball Z, Yoda from Star Wars, got loads of Pokemon cards I spent an absolute fortune on. All my favorite books. I got my Peaky Blinders calendar from my best friend for Christmas. So most of these things are, birthday and Christmas presents, which I think is pretty cool. And most of the books I probably bought myself. I just think this adds a little bit of Adam Luke to the office. So, when you rock up or see my video, you kind of know what I'm about. I'm not shy about the stuff I like. I just like Star Wars. I'm not shy about it. I think it looks cool. I am debating changing it, but, I think it looks cool. And it is a shelving setup. It's used for storage as well. This is reserved for when I'm feeling particularly ill or super unmotivated, but I'm happy to abandon this whole 2K desk setup and just take my Mac or my Dell downstairs and just sit in front of my TV watching. I've just finished Loki, I want to watch season 2 of Mandalorian, and just watch something whilst I'm slowly but surely getting work done. That is more productive, putting myself in the living room in front of my TV, than just refreshing Coinbase every 5 seconds for the price of Dogecoin, or just scrolling through the worst possible reels where you feel like you've watched them all. So if I'm doing that, I'm like really struggling to get work done, or I feel absolutely terrible, I'm happy, go downstairs, just call it what it is, I'm not getting anything done, and just try and get the slow and steady work just done in my living room. Also, if I've spent over 8-10 hours here, which I pretty much spend my whole day in this room, either I'm recording videos or I'm doing work, if I've spent that much time in it, sometimes I just need a change of scenery, and the living room, that does that for me. That was my over £2,000 desk setup. If you're interested in any of these items, there will be affiliate links in the description, so please use them. If you're applying for grad jobs and you need some help with resources, again, there's an affiliate link in the description. These are my favorite resources. They're the ones I personally used that got me my top choice offer. So please use it. It'll do you good and it supports the channel. Smash like, subscribe to the channel, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Boom.